Yeah, 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 yeah.
Bao buns are pillowy soft wonderfulness, and when you add spicy and incredibly crispy Korean fried chicken, well, you've got yourself something pretty damn magical. To make the bao, in a large bowl combine bread flour, all-purpose works stew, kosher salt. Is this still a thing? Instant yeast, baking powder, and sugar. Give it a good mix, making a well in the center. Then, in a small bowl, combine milk, canola oil, and water. You can substitute bacon fat for canola oil to give it a little extra something something. Add the liquid to the well and slowly incorporate until a shaggy dough starts to form. Then ditch the spoon and bring it together with your hand until it forms a ball that you can slam onto your work surface. Now, if you've skipped arm day at the gym, I've got some good news for you. We're gonna need to knead the dough for a good 5 to 10 minutes to really develop the gluten and give it a good stretchy texture. Lightly dust your work surface with flour, but go easy. You don't want the dough to be so sticky that you can't actually knead it, but you also do want it to be a bit tacky. This is a light dough, and too much flour will make it too dense and dry. Now, there's lots of different techniques out there for kneading dough, but my go-to is to pull the dough back and fold over, then push down and outward just slightly off to one side. But of course, you do you. You'll know the dough is ready when you can form it into a ball and it springs back when it's poked. Or pinched. Drizzle a light amount of oil into the bowl and wipe with some paper towel to ensure the dough doesn't stick too much. Return the dough to the bowl and cover with plastic wrap or a kitchen rag and allow it to rest or proof for an hour or so, or until it doubles in size. Oh, one quick thing. Write the time on it just in case you forget to set a reminder. You'll at least know how long it's been proofing. For the fried chicken, I'm going with chicken thighs that I've de-skinned and deboned. If you're not sure how to do it, you can check out my Easy Summer Ramen episode. It's incredibly easy, and skin-on, bone-in chicken thighs are generally cheaper. Plus, the bones are great for stock or ramen, and the skins can be made into the most incredible topping you've ever had. Chicken thighs are comprised of two muscles, the front and the back. You can see the separation line right here. Now, depending on the size, you're going to want to cut the thighs into 5 to 6 pieces. Since we're making bao buns, you don't want fried chicken that's roughly 40 times bigger than the bun. Give or take. Since I've done a ton of videos on making epic level Korean fried chicken, I thought I'd show you how to make a simplified version. We're gonna start with 2 bowls, both with some cornstarch. Did I actually not make a mess for the first time? Nice! In the second bowl, add an equal amount of all-purpose flour, along with baking powder and kosher salt, then give it a good mix. While whisking, slowly add cold soda water. You can use plain water, beer, or even water with a bit of vodka or soju in it, just as long as it's really cold, because that'll help keep the crust nice and crispy. Don't go too crazy with the whisking either. You don't want to develop the gluten to keep it light, just until there aren't any lumps left and it's the consistency of runny pancake batter. Place a heavy bottom pot over medium-high heat. Now, I've had people joke about how big my tub of Gochujang is, but if you think that's big, check out my canola oil. Seriously, buy bulk or commercial grade, it's cheaper. Add 2 to 4 inches of canola oil to the pot. To keep the chicken crispy, I always recommend a resting or cooling rack. They allow air to circulate around the chicken, drying it out faster than paper towel. They're also cheap and have tons of uses. In a third bowl, add all-purpose flour. With one hand, toss the chicken into the cornstarch, dusting off any extra. Then with the other hand, toss it into the wet batter, shaking off any excess. Then with the first hand, toss it in the flour, giving it a gentle squeeze to ensure it's fully coated. Shake off any excess and place it on a sheet. When the oil reaches a temperature of 325 degrees Fahrenheit, carefully drop a few pieces in, just above the oil. You're gonna want to work in batches. Overcrowding the oil will drastically drop the temperature. You want them just barely browned, borderline anemic, then allow them to cool and dry on the resting rack. So it's been about an hour and a half and the dough has doubled in size. Then roll up your sleeves and punch that shit down. Transfer the dough back to your work surface and knead for another 3 to 5 minutes. This will keep it nice and airy without having too many air pockets. The last thing you want are big bubbles to form while they cook. Gather it together into a circle and start to roll it out with a rolling pin. The dough is very stretchy and springy, so you'll only be able to roll it out so much before it starts to spring back. When that happens, drizzle a light amount of canola oil on both sides to help the dough continue to stretch. Don't worry about making it a perfect looking shape, it really doesn't matter, and you can always reuse and re-roll any remaining dough. Roll out the dough until it's about a centimeter or a quarter of an inch thick. To make life easier, I'm using circle cutters or ring molds. They're pretty easy to come by and aren't overly expensive, but you can also use a small bowl or a glass tumbler. They will essentially double in size when they cook, so you're better off going slightly smaller than slightly bigger. Around 8 centimeters or 3 inches in diameter is a pretty standard size. You're also going to want to make sure the top of the dough has a small amount of oil covering it. That way when we fold the buns over, they won't stick, and they'll peel apart easy when they're done. Be very gentle when folding them in half. The more you touch the dough, the lumpier the outside will get, which is what happened to about half of mine. Place them on small pieces of parchment paper and gently roll them closed with a rolling pin. Then place them on a baking sheet, cover with a kitchen rag, and allow them to proof for another 30 minutes. Now I gotta give props to a buddy of mine for introducing me to this Korean-inspired buffalo sauce. It's actually pretty genius. So in a small pan, add butter and gochujang. Then heat it over medium heat until the butter is roughly half melted. If it gets too hot, the butter will split. Now, because gochujang doesn't have the same acidity that Frank's has, we're gonna add a small splash of rice vinegar, so it has a similar flavor but with a lot more funk. To finish the bao, you're gonna need a bamboo steamer. I'll have a link in the description for mine, but they're super cheap and last a long time. Place a pot filled with 2 to 4 inches of water to boil over high heat and place the steamer on top. The buns have popped up again and smoothed out a bit. When adding them to the steamer, don't overcrowd them since they're gonna double in size. Work in batches. Then cover with the lid and allow them to steam for about 17 minutes. Now this is totally optional, especially if you don't like having any kind of joy in your life, but for me, pickles with fried chicken are a must. After slicing them thinly, and of course eating one, add them to a bowl with kosher salt and sugar. Toss to combine and allow them to sit until they've released a bunch of water. Discard the water and top them off with rice or white vinegar. Always last, but never least, some thinly sliced green onion. Turn off the steamer before removing the lid. 10 plus years in the industry has left me with very little feeling in my fingertips, so I'd recommend using tongs. The steam is incredibly hot. Place them on a baking sheet and allow to cool, while we fry the chicken one last time at 350 degrees Fahrenheit until they're golden brown. Season generously with kosher salt. Add the fried chicken to a bowl and toss in the gochujang buffalo sauce until they're evenly coated. Then bust out your fanciest plate. Gently pull the bao bun open. I like adding a little drizzle of Japanese Kewpie mayo on mine. Top with the pickles, fried chicken, some roasted sesame seeds, and thinly sliced green onion. And that's it. Korean buffalo fried chicken bao buns. Like their Mexican counterpart, the taco, bao buns have an endless amount of combinations, and in next week's episode, I'm gonna show you my favorite vegetarian version. I know, right? I'll have links in the description for the steamer as well as the rest of the equipment I used in this episode. And if you like my channel and are interested in supporting it, you can check out my Ko-fi page. I'll leave a link for that as well, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave a comment. They're fun, free, and the easiest ways to support the channel. Thanks for watching, and stay awesome.